All right, Pops, the affordability crisis is out of control, and Ford is not making it any better. We have news from the automaker, Dad. Their F-150 Lightning, the base trim that was originally promised at nearly a $40,000 starting price.
Yeah.
Well, Dad, we have another, not the first, another price increase. You will not believe it, but the starting MSRP on the base Lightning is now a $62,000 price point, $61,869, up 50% from the initial starting price when the truck was launched. The affordability crisis is out of control, and this isn't helping it.
Well, nothing says I love you to Ford quite like saying to your customers, guess what? The cost of owning that Lightning, the cost of ordering a new Lightning just went up to $62,000. Perhaps this is to offset the $3,000 per vehicle loss that Ford encounters every time they sell one of their EVs.
Yeah.
But it seems to me if we keep going down this path. So here's the good news to anybody that buys one. In another 2 years, that'll be a $120,000 truck.
All right, I want some comments. I want some comments down below on this video. Are you surprised by this? That is the first question I have of our audience. Is anyone surprised by this? Because this is a playbook that we've seen other automakers do, Dad. Sexy price point, price goes up. The difference or the challenge that you have right now is none of these vehicles are attainable for regular people. There's an incredible affordability crisis going on, and $60,000 pickup trucks, whether they're internal combustion engine or EV, doesn't help anyone. So that factor is definitely playing a role right now. Pops, we are super excited. CarEdge Insurance, what is it? What do we need to know?
It's all your insurance needs in one place. Easy, simple, fast. Just give us some information, you get your quotes.
CarEdge.com/insurance.
You're not really a player in the EV truck market if your starting price is 62 grand. You have basically said to everybody out there, hey, this isn't for you. This isn't for the common people. You know, I say this all the time. Who can afford these things? Apparently there are people out there that can, but I don't believe the vast majority of people can. You know, you're starting the conversation at 62 grand before you start adding any options to the vehicle that you might want. So it's kind of...
Or dealer markups, which we anticipate to see on the... I mean, yeah, no, well, I'm right there with you.
But it's an EV, so it's going to be that no haggle pricing.
Yeah, let's see how well that works for Ford. I hope it does. I hope that they are able to control prices in that way, but I kind of doubt it. Dad, this news comes on the heels of Mazda's North America CEO earlier this week saying, hey, we're Mazda. We're an affordable brand. Joke's on you. We're going up market. Our EVs are going to be more luxury and more expensive. Comes on the heels of Jack Hollis at Toyota coming out and saying, hey, we expect the average transaction price for a new car to be north of $50,000. Every automaker, Ford, Toyota, Mazda, they're saying, screw it. We're making expensive cars. If you can afford it, you can afford it. If you can't, figure it out. And the F-150 Lightning, which will ultimately probably be one of the best-selling pickup trucks because they're going to invest in it, and F-150 already is going to be the best-selling pickup at $62,000. The misalignment of like what the consumer can afford and what Ford is going to charge, huge. And the miss on expectations. Why did they come out a year ago and say it was going to be 40 grand and then raise the price 50%? That is terrible, man.
If people who need lower priced cars won't be able to be in the market because interest rates are too high or payments are too high or their down payments are too low, if these manufacturers realize that market is going away because the people just won't be able to afford cars, period, then maybe what they're saying is we're only going to be playing in the $50,000 and up segment because those are the only people that are going to be able to afford to buy anything.
Yeah. And we understand some of the rationale, or at least the PR piece is, hey, we lost $3 grand. We lost $3 grand on every EV we made last year. You gotta help us out here. Like, we have to raise prices. Got it. Okay. Supply chain issues. Got it. Raw material. Got it. That this Ford EV, they had a battery fire recall literally weeks ago. Like, they had to shut down production. So, I mean, you're I hate to say it, but you're buying a Ford, which has notoriously got warranty work or recalls or service bulletins. So I think that's another thing for consumers to keep in mind as well, is Ford's going to come up with a great justification for why the price is going up. And you obviously can't believe this, but the Platinum model is now $100,000 starting price, which is insane. But you're going to spend that much money on something that's already had a recall, that they're struggling to produce. I'm not a huge fan of this strategy. I'm not a huge fan of I hate to say it, but I'm not a huge fan of Ford in this regard because of their quality control issues.
I'm just thinking that every manufacturer that keeps saying there's going to be a cheap this or a cheap that, that's just PR nonsense at the beginning. Because even Tesla said a couple of weeks ago, they're going to figure out how to be making a $25,000 EV. Well, that might have been the plan 2 years ago, and that they've been working on. And by the time the damn thing actually comes out, it'll be a $50,000 EV. Much like the Lightning was going to be a $40,000 EV, it's really a $62,000 EV. So
look at even the Maverick, Dad. I mean, it was price attainable point, an attainable price point, excuse me. And then what did dealers do? They marked them up out the wazoo. So I mean, even if the OEM could do it, as long as you get the dealer model in play, dealers are going to take advantage of low supply and high interest, and that ends up to a higher monthly payment as well. Anyway, interesting news from Ford, especially on the heels of the Toyota and Mazda comments. And again, I'm curious. I want to read the comments after this video goes out and just see, are people surprised by this? And would you be surprised? My other question, would you be surprised if we see another price increase this year? Because remember last year, Dad, automakers left and right just started increasing MSRPs in the model year. That was not normal pre-2022. Maybe there was one MSRP increase, but last year, and throw Tesla into the mix, that you saw price increases and massive price decreases too. I'll be curious if Ford does this again this year.
It's not even April and Ford's raising the prices on the Lightning again. There you have it.